What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode, I don't know, 15, 16, getting up there, I forget. Been doing some written blogs lately. Wanted to get a video in today. Also wanted to cover my 5th and 6th round picks for the mock draft doing right now. Set up a mock draft via Twitter with some of the people that follow me on Twitter. And it's turned out to be a really awesome time. We're having a really good time. Draft's moving along pretty quickly. So yeah, thanks to everyone that's up in that mock draft. If you want to get in on the next one, send me an email, john@fantasyline.com. I break down each round as well, go over my picks, help give you some insight as to the method behind my madness when it comes to drafting. I'll probably do, I don't know, 200, 300 mock drafts before the season starts. It's pretty ridiculous, I know, but it's what I love to do. I love doing it. Hope everyone had a great New Year's Eve. I certainly did. It was a good time. I got a good feeling. If anything, if 2010 was anything like my New Year's Eve was, it's going to be a great year. So all the best to you and yours. In the 5th round, I went with Santonio Holmes. I always like to say, and I was like, Santonio! It's from Night at the Roxbury, Emilio. But yeah, so I took Santonio Holmes. With this draft, I've gone a different direction, very wide receiver heavy on my picks. And I got to tell you, I know anything could change between now and the next season. There's a lot. It's really early to be mock drafting, but I'm loving this strategy of taking 3 wide receivers early because I only play in PPR leagues, and I don't waste my time in non-PPR leagues because if you don't play in a PPR league is a points per reception, then your wide receivers and tight ends basically have very little value compared to a running back. Playing in PPR leagues gives an advantage to wide receivers, helps balance out the overall scoring, so I definitely like that. And so yeah, I've been going wide receiver heavy. I was able to pick up Joseph Adai as my running back, and with my 5th pick, I went with Santonio, like I said, and he's going to be my flex player. Also, the advantage of that is should one of my guys have a bye, hopefully I can plug Santonio in as one of my starting 3 wide receivers and get through the bye weeks. The NFL schedule is not out yet, so I don't know if that's going to play out or not, but right now I like it. And also, should one of my guys go down to injury, I have a solid backup. And last year, in the 2 leagues where I didn't do so well, I was just struggled at the wide receiver position. I waited too long to get some guys, had some busts, some guys didn't work out that I would hope to, and so I'd rather not have to rely on a late round pick as a starting wide receiver because most of those guys turn into waiver wire fodder anyways, and it's something I'm just trying to avoid. So yeah, I like Santonio. I really feel like I can wait on quarterbacks and tight ends this year. There's still a lot of good tight ends on the board that I wouldn't mind having on my team in a starting role. Same thing for the quarterbacks. And as far as my 2nd running back, I went with Kevin Smith. It's a really unsexy pick, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be scared of the knee injury. And it may not hold up by the time the next season starts. It's kind of tricky, guys returning from knee injuries, but they are returning a lot faster than they used to be, so that's good news. If you look at Kevin Smith's stats as far as his points per game, he averaged about 14 points a game, and that's on the same level. That would have been good for 19th overall, so getting at my 2nd running back in the 6th round is pretty good value. And his points per game were better than LT, Noshawn Moreno, Marion Barber, Justin Forsett, Jerome Harrison. Forsett and Harrison, obviously, because they didn't play that much, but the other 3 guys that I listed were all selected before Smith, so I feel like I got a really good value in Smith. So I really like how my team's shaping up. 7th and 8th rounds, I'll probably get my quarterback and my tight end. I generally like to fill out my starting lineup before I start taking backups, unless there's a guy I absolutely can't pass up on, because you know, it's nice to have a bunch of running backs or a bunch of wide receivers, but if you go overboard on that, you know, protecting yourself from injury and bye weeks is one thing, but after that, your bench guys are just going to sit on your bench. And a lot of people like having a deep bench. I'm sort of indifferent towards it, simply because when your bench is so good, you're gonna pull your hair out each week trying to figure out which guy you should start, and each week you're gonna be riddled with leaving points on the bench, and it's just not a good feeling to not know who to go with all week long. You have in your mind, oh, I'm gonna go with this guy, and then should have gone the other way. So I don't really like having to make that decision. That's the hardest part of fantasy football, is getting the maximum lineup every week. I've always said that. I still continue to say that. Drafting is getting easier and easier each year as fantasy players get more and more advanced. Leagues are getting tougher and tougher, and owners are getting savvier and savvier, but it still remains the toughest challenge is getting your max lineup in every week, because that's really the only thing that you control as far as your team goes. Injuries, the amount of times they touch the ball, getting shut down by defense, really out of your control. So you can't really beat yourself up too much if that's the direction your season turns into, your week, your matchup, whatever. But yeah, missed a lot of the college bowls, so everyone had a lot of thoughts about the bowls. It was cool to see Tebow last night. Wish him all the best. Hopefully an NFL team gives him a chance. I think that he would be great at running the Wildcat for some offense out there. He can certainly do better than a guy like Pat White, who struggled this year to run the Wildcat with Miami. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Real quick vlog. Just wanted to get my thoughts in on rounds 5 and 6 of my draft. Just didn't feel like writing right now. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, like I said, I want to get up in that next draft, hit me up, send me an email, tweet me, whatever. Also, good luck to everyone out there week 17. It's a brutal week to be in your fantasy championship, and I don't feel bad because you shouldn't be in leagues that play into week 17. So it's kind of, you pick your own poison. That's the bed you made today, you have to lay in it. But all the best, and hope everyone has a good new year. And yeah, let's keep it rolling. 2010 is going to be a big year. Talk to you soon. I'm out. But before I do, I'm always doing pretty good. Go Niners. Actually, one other thing. Niners, I hope you lose tomorrow, and I hope the Panthers lose tomorrow also, so we can get our draft picks up. It's the only time I'll ever root for the Niners to lose. That's it, guys. Have a great one. Later.